Hello lovelies, today's the day, it's the 23rd of February and weather in the north, it's so windy, it's a little bit bonkers out there and it's been chucking it down with the rain. And I have my journal here and I was reading through it and I stopped on this page, it was 29th of May 2024 because I was proofreading something and it made me think of this, so I'm going to read this then I'm going to read what I proofread. Bear with me, I promise. Right, today I woke with a knowing that I had done my best with what I had. I tried to be strong. I tried to show the world a version of me that didn't actually exist. I tried to keep it all in. I now know that in order to heal, you have to feel every fear, every emotion, every failure, every single thing. Sit with it, dissect it, understand it, keep it, and lose it by letting it go. Then you can heal it. Respond differently and life changes. And that has been the sort of the brunt of the journey that I've been on. I've gone back to my earliest memory and I've gone through every single piece of my life, everything I can remember, every emotion, every single thing. And then, of course, that brings me to my proofreading and a memory from being a 17-year-old. Being a 17-year-old and not really having the tools back then to understand what red flags were, what instincts were, and all the other things. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to get my computer so I can read it. So I thought I'd share this little story with you of me when I was 17. We were both standing at a bus stop one night and a car drove past us. The two men curbside, hanging out the window, yelling obscenities. At first I thought they were just drunk and shouting at anyone, so didn't really take much notice. As he stepped forward in rebuke, we were both suddenly aware that the car had stopped. Never able to think before he spoke, I now feared one or both of us was going to get bashing. The sheer terror within rising and making me feel quite sick. The two men on the pavement now and heading towards us. It all seemed a little surreal. Two 17-year-olds and one of them drunk and very gobby. As they drew nearer to us, they must have seen my fear, for they retreated ever so slightly. Was it because I was a girl? I don't know. Warning him off, they told him to stop being a knob and showing off in front of me. Excuse my language. As they strode back to their car, he still had to have the last word. Stepping out into the road, he raised his two fingers to the heavens. Spinning their car around, they headed straight for him. As the car swerved, just missing him. Did he learn a lesson? Of course he didn't. He was too drunk and, quite frankly, too arrogant. I sit and ponder now, what on earth was I thinking of? This person had no thoughts of my safety or my well-being. The red flags were there right from the very beginning. I wished I'd been able to see them way back then. So I hope if you're reading my book and something is triggering your mind, look inside yourself and above all else, listen to your gut feelings. They are your instincts and will never steer you in the wrong direction. Reach out and talk to people. Some of my friends years later told me I should have left him sooner. If only we were brave enough to speak out, no matter the consequences to our friendships. And that is a massive memory of being a 17-year-old girl and not taking notice of the red flags. And this is my voice reaching out to anybody that might be in this position. And I'm writing this in my book for a reason, because it's so very important. Because if I'd listened back then to myself, to my inner voice, my inner child, everything else that was screaming at me, and when I think back now, it really, really was, I just didn't know how to control my own instincts and follow my own instincts. My life would have been so very different. So I hope my words bring clarity to somebody, might bring a change to somebody's life, might make you look inwards and say, wow, I do need to listen. I do need to look for the red flags, because literally my angels and ancestors were hitting me on the head with them donkey's years ago. I'm 58 now. And I didn't listen. And today of all days, it's the 23rd of February. 40 years ago today, I married that said boy. And he was just a boy, and I was just a girl. We were 18 years old. And we were married for 24 years. And those 24 years taught me so many lessons. And now I understand why they all had to happen. 555 on the timer, which is about change. Why those lessons had to happen. Why I chose that route. Why I went down that route. Because now at the age of 58, I finally, took me a long time, understand and understood that I could choose myself. I didn't have to stay where I was unhappy. I didn't have to do anything at all that I didn't want to do. And I will never, ever settle for anything less than I deserve. And if I can put my words out into the universe and help somebody at a young age look within themselves and see that they have choices, they just have to be brave enough to make them. Wow, what a difference you could make to people's lives. And using your voice, telling people how you feel, could change everything. So my lovelies, that's my little story time for today. I hope you'll all have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. I am going to finish proofreading this chapter and sit in the knowledge that 40 years later, 40 years to the day that I said I do to this person, I now know that it was all there for a reason. The whole journey was there for a reason. And I finally know my very own worth. Yow. So my lovelies, don't forget to smile, because you truly never know who might need one. And if you can help another human being, even a little tiny bit, in any way, shape or form, you truly never know whose life you might change. Sending you lots and lots of love.